Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video is a do-over. I filmed this last night, but I'm not going to use that footage. But because I want to do some different things today to see if it makes a difference. But I recently got my F80 brush, and spoiler from Sigma. Spoiler alert, I love this. But I wanted to revisit mainly this palette again. This is the Queen, or Eloise, the Queen. A Queen Lies in All of Us. Or I guess that, well, yeah, I guess the name of it is The Queen by Eloise, maybe. Yeah, Winklerry Beauty. This was in my BoxyCharm mystery box, and it looks like that. Beautiful color story. There's nothing significant about the shades in here when I first opened it and saw the color story. However, I wanted to give it a go. And last night was, did not go according to plan. If I will remember, I will put a little clip in of the final finished look. But my initial plan was, I saw this, and this is the Queen a royalty palette, and I got in PR the Saints, Angels, Sinners, Her Royal Highness palette, and we had those colors with, Monarch, Princess, Duchess, Empress, Ruler, Her Majesty, Queen Bee, Consort, and Your Mom. It really went in theme with this palette and the names. Empire, Kingdom, My Lady, Curtsy, Queen, Your Highness, Monarch, Honorable. So I wanted to use both of these palettes, and this saved the day. And I want to go in with my, this is the second palette to the Physicians Formula X Breakfast Club collab. And if you'll recall, the first, this is actually volume 1, but the first one that I did was volume 2. And I said several times in those videos, there were 2. I don't see the difference. There is color difference, absolutely, in the 2 palettes. However, and I don't have it right here at the ready to kind of compare, but, the colors are different. The other one I didn't like, and I gave it multiple chances. This one I did try it last night, and I did like it. But when I said they were the same, the shade names were the same. There was no indication, unless I'm just not seeing it, but there's no indication if this is light and the other one's deep, or deep and light, or there's no variation listed other than a little off tones, but they're the same names. They give them the same names. So anyway, I thought that was a little bit of a fail, really kind of crappy marketing ploy, but at any rate, I did like this. So I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to do a different eye look. However, I hadn't swatched them last night, so I did go ahead and do swatches. Phenomenal. This is the Queen palette, and these are the swatches that I was able to get, and I gotta tell you, they certainly swatch better than they do on the eyes with the shades that I used. So I'm going to try to go in with the different shades this time. And I did 2 different eye looks, so there's that. But I've already primed my face, and I primed it with a little bit of the Rare Beauty, the first primer that Rare Beauty came out with. Now, I used concealer as eye primer in last night's video, so I'm going in with what I know, which is an Ace Beauty eye primer. So we're going to do things a little different today and see if the result is different. And I'm hoping that it is, you know, because this is a pretty palette. And I'd seen the palette in terms of, I knew what the palette looked like, or an idea from, you know, watching unboxings, BoxyCharm unboxings, which I did. So I'm gonna take my foundation brush and tap out my eye primer a little bit. And I'm going to let that sit up there for a bit, and I am going to do my foundation, and I'm using the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea water foundation. Alrighty, I'm just going to speed through this, but I will tell you guys what I'm using. Last night I did one color on one cheek, one color on another, and I used also a different highlighter palette plus these two. So when you do see that picture, I'm going to look very mismatched, but that's just because I use multiples. But I'm going to use this palette, and I'm just going to not talk, speed through this. So I didn't try this last night, but I have tried this. This is the Urban Decay Vice in the shade Coconut Water, and it is a plumping shine balm, and it is the most gentle plumping product that I've ever used. I went back to get more of these from TJ Marshalls, and I couldn't find them. Like I said, I'm going to try to use different shades. So let's go in with Kingdom, which is this shade right here. That shade right there. And straight orange. And let's see if I can get this to work today. My biggest problem in trying this last night was getting it to pick up on the brush. This shade seems to have done better than last night's. Last night's I used more of the berry tones on one side. So alright, now I want to blend that out a little bit better on top with the shade Sheba, which I did use last night a little bit of, but I used it more on one eye as the transition. So now I want to kind of use it as a using up here to kind of buff this darker shade out. Give myself a better blend. I can see where it did something. A little bit better. I always want to give products the benefit of the doubt because, you know, I could have been having an off eyeshadow day last night. You never know. Now, I'm going to go in with they just don't make a lot of sense. I think that's kind of what I had issue with. So, because all the other mattes in here are not even, I mean, it's just those two browns. Everything else are pinks and berries. So I think I'm going to go in with Your Mom from the Sass palette, and it's more an orangey. I tried this last night and it did good. It's a little lighter than those two colors, but I'm gonna kind of go over everything with this shade, Your Mom, and see if we can at least establish a matte color story. Okay, that did something. It almost, instead of deepening it, it brightened it a little bit, and I'm okay with that. I guess I could go in with a little bit of Monarch and put that a little bit on the outer. I'm just taking this super teeny tiny blending brush, and I got just a little bit on the tip, and I'm going to lay that right here. I need to hold my lid up because of the little harsh skin fold that I have going on. Not upset at all. Okay, now for shimmers, again, I'm gonna try to not use what I used last night, which I think I'm gonna go in with Your Highness, which is this shade right here. And they apply crappy with a brush, I will tell you that. So I'm going to go in and use my finger. Actually, I'm going to use it with this hand, because it's more of a orangey tone. And I'm just taking what's left on my finger and just kind of blending a little, or finger blending a little bit over the dark matte. Okay, these apply decent with my finger. They did not with the brush, and I mean, I still have, it's one of those that stayed on my hand and swatched really well compared to last night. And a brush, they were terrible. I was applying them terrible. So now let's do the other eye. And I'm going to use the Oh, I don't have a lot of... Last night I used kind of these two tones. But maybe I'll go in with these pinks and purples, you know, kind of in this area. And I am going to lay down this. No, I'll keep using that transition shade. It's the one of the lighter colors in the palette. Sheba. And color laid down really good. Okay, now let's go in with let's go in with Empress, which is this color right here. And I'm going to use this on my big fluffy brush. And yeah. This was what the problem that I was having, getting shadows to stick. So I'm going to grab another brush and see if I can get better. These shades are either so hard pressed, because I mean I get no fallout with these mattes. Alright, well, I worked up some pink up there. Now I'm going to go in with this purple right here, which is Regal. And I'm going to use this same brush. It's been cleaned off. And there we go. I was able to get some on my brush. I'm just going over what I did. Okay. And now I'm going to see if I can deepen it just a hair with the shade Majesty, which is this deeper purple. And I'm going to go in with a different brush, because I don't want that much on there. I think I did try this shade last night. And let me see. Maybe not, because I'm able to get some on the brush. Okay. Alright. I am actually going to go in with this shade right here, which is Sovereign. And this is Sovereign swatched. And one of my Sass, I want to put one of the Sass shades over top of that. So this one swatched, like I said, really good. Now I haven't put this on my eye. I'm going to first go in with a brush, wet, and see. Pretty good. I am going to wet the brush. And let's pop that. Some of these feel very dry, such as this one. So I'm going to go in with my finger and get good payoff on. for my outer, I'm going to go in with it's a lighter shade, but that's okay. I want to put it up there anyway, and that's this shade, which is Crown, and that's Crown swatched. It is lighter than the color that I've already deposited, but there is a method to my madness, I promise. I'm going to wet that because it's a chunk city. Okay. Blend those two together. That is a I know these, they don't, may not necessarily match, go together, but I do like this palette this second time around. And let's pop a little bit of, I didn't like that. I just turned it a little bit two-dimensional. I just stuck that shade, My Lady, over just a little bit of the blue, and it didn't really seem to make a difference between that My Lady and Crown shade. So now for the fun part, I want to go into the Her Royal Highness palette and transform these dull looks into something magical. So let's go in with Duchess. And we're going to spray. I'm not going to put any glitter glue down. So I'm just taking that flat brush and I'm going over back here. Now I'm going to go in with Princess, which is that color, and go over this part. And once I get these laid down, then I'll go back in with my finger, and they will really intensify. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my finger and take that shade and place it there, and then I'm going to take that Duchess shade, the first one, and then we'll take, do I want to put a shade in the center? I will. I'll take Her Majesty, which is this one, and I'm going to put that right in the center of these two, very lightly. That's just so pretty. Okay, now let's do this eye. And I used this color last night. It looks green to you, but to me it's this color, which was what was throwing me off when talking about that shade. So, but I'm going to take this shade, which is Queen Bee, and I hope it does the shift to the blue that I really want it to. I'm going in with my finger on that. I'm not even wasting time with a brush. Okay, so it's coming off a green, but it shifts to this color, and oh my God, it is Just so stunning. And nose is itching. I'm going to put this all over, and then I'm going to put some of that in the center. So yeah, put that all over. And then, see, there's that one swatched. And these two look green. And then the Queen palette. But when I'm looking at them here, they're all the same concept. I am just so fascinated by multi-chromes, if y'all can't tell. Now I'm going to take this shade Empress, which I haven't used yet. And that's what it looks like. And I'm going to pop this in the center. Because it has a blue reflect to it. Oh gosh. Just stunning. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. No complaints. Now, for the inner corner, I'm going back into the Queen palette, and we're going to use the shade Empire, which is this shade. I'm going to do both of the inner corners with that shade. And let's put a little bit there, a little bit there. Now this is a punchy color. Perfect. And the last product that we're going to try is, it's not really a try because I've used it. This is the Essence semi-matte lipstick. Looks like that. And this is in the shade 16 Lovable. And that's what it looks like. I will swatch it right there. It's a really pretty brown. And I'm just going to put it on over this lip plumper. And these usually go on a lot more pigmented. But I do have that Balm on. And you can see just how deep it goes on. So, let's spray the face. And this is the final look. Now, I will give my thoughts. This palette redeemed itself somewhat. I'm used an actual eye primer, so there's that it was an unfair last night because I just used concealer, but it took me forever to build up colors. So I've tried to use as most, I think I actually did use most of the mattes in some form or another in this palette. Some of the shimmers are good, some are very lackluster. This shade Queen right here looked so beautiful, and but in application it was just very patchy and light and muddy, and that was the color that I went in with the first look. So it's redeemed, like I said, it has redeemed itself. It is not in any way in my top 10 or probably top 20. You know, in all honesty, I will probably save this palette for a declutter friend mail if anyone wants it, or, you know, for my little Abby. The Sass Cosmetics palette did not disappoint. They never do. I've yet to have one that I was not impressed with, and I know that I really only used this matte and just a very small amount of that. They pack a big punch. They're very blendable, and the shades in them, this is probably one of my favorite shades, and daggone, I really wish that I could get it to show. If I can go get outside and get a couple of little videos, I'll insert them. If not, I'll insert them the next pretty day we have outside and either throw them up on IG or something. This palette, you know, I was worried last night. It might have been a fluke that I had a good experience with it, but no, I am very pleased with this volume and this particular one. The other one, I was not. It's already in a decluttered section. That was kind of looking at it to see if it was, you know, down there in my maybe box, but it's already in the you're leaving away from here box. So yeah, I'm happy about that. I love my foundation brush. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I hope you do all the YouTuber thingies. Give this video a like. Give me a nice comment. Let me know, do you have this Eloise palette, and what do you think of it? Am I losing my mind? Alrighty, guys. Till I see you again, be beautiful and be kind. Bye, guys.